And RagnaroK not showing us any all-ins quite yet. I think in the best of 7, I'm back. Like, we're gonna see a Ling Roach Ravager attack. It's guns to happen, but not here, not now. Just feeling confident in the macro game. Certainly took that last one very convincingly.
Yeah, what I really love about this Hellion Liberator style, though, is that you can really see kind of like, for example, like Clem yesterday, right? And we saw it in the first 2 games yesterday. Thermal used it against RagnaroK, it did nothing, he got shut down right away, and then Clem used it against Soul, and the Liberator got like 8 kills over 10 minutes or something. It was just like the ability to kind of keep repositioning and keep resetting. Right now, you know, Q's doing a good job of just poking in with the Hellions, gets a creep tumor or 2, and he keeps that Liberator in just a slightly annoying spot as well, just can't quite be reached by the Spore, but it's not really, you know, it's not doing anything, it's just sat there waiting to relocate again, but it's still around. Oh, a couple queens get in. So I mean, that becomes a bit of a tough map to keep it alive on, I guess. There's not a lot of dead air space.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it did, just by living longer, it did mess up RagnaroK a little bit. He ended up getting supply blocked, and now he's super supply blocked. 5 Overlord's still not on, and still not done. I think his evolution chambers were supposed to be faster for the timing of his lair as well. Like, could be wrong about that, because his gas actually is timing out pretty well. But, yeah, it still certainly messed up his supply block.
Yeah, it definitely has. You see 1-1 melee upgrades coming through here on the Evo chambers, so no surprises on that one. It was the lair into double Evo. He's actually, again, the lair's going to be done a bit before Bane Nest, so he won't get Bane speed right away. We'll see what he does do. He goes up to, well, 6 gas is really fast, right? So he feels as though he's looking for some kind of tech. This is not just going to be your traditional, like, oh yeah, just spam a bunch of Ling Bane and, you know, have some fun. This is going to be a tech structure like a Hydroden or a, you know, Spire, one or the other, I would imagine.
I gotta think Aspire.
Yeah.
I've actually forgotten like what timing and how many gases, but like all 6 this fast. And it seems that Spire is also just the flavor of the month, 3 months, you know, what have you, and there it is.
Yeah, it really has been, hasn't it? Like, people keep talking about, like, I feel like a month or 2 ago, people saw Mutas in CTVZ when it was bio, and they were like, oh my god, Mutas, yeah, best Lingbane Muta, and now it's like every single TVZ bio game is like Lingbane Muta. So, it's definitely something else that's just changing in this ever-evolving metagame of Zerg and Terran fighting each other. There's a few Marines stim in and just going to go after a couple of Lings, some creep spread again. The more you slow this creep spread down, the more that, you know, the better time you have later on in the game, basically, is Widowmines unfortunately showing up, and they weren't really meant to be there. I mean, if they were, then you probably shouldn't have attacked enough of the Marines at that time.
A little aggressive if you plan on getting those Widowmines forward, yeah. Not too great. But still catching creep tumors. Actually a big catch on the left side. He is going up to 2-2-1. All of his gas is being taken. You will see more, again, another macro game. But even just having these medevac drops on instantly cleaned up is a big difference from last game. And Cure now has like an upgrade lead and should continue being able to apply pressure even as Mutas pop out.
Yes, the Marines lifting straight back up. This time a couple of Widowmines are here. You don't actually... and Burrows to try and pick up, and he's like, wait, I saved so many Marines, I can't. And I guess maybe seeing the few extra Marines unloading back onto the dead base.
Choosing Mutas over the upgrades for now, but does plan on getting a +2 Carapace. 10 Mutas immediately is a pretty good number to pop out ASAP. It will help defensively against these like very small pushes. This will actually, I think, push Cure to just go into, you know, just focus on the 2-2. Push later on. Ooh, good shot with that Widowmine. Mutas are now on the tail. His scan revealed that, so he boosts out of there. And he's very close to home, so he's safe.
Yeah, just building these medevacs back around the bottom. More Marines up the right side. I'm just going to push the Mutalisks away out into the center a little bit further. As we just have Mutas coming back around the bottom. Trying to see what they can get up to.
Okay, they got something. But basically nothing. Good defense. Missile turrets coming down. Thor's already on the production tab. And 4th base also already done, so probably looking towards that. I mean, he built it in a way that looks like he's going to take the north, but a lot of them haven't taken the south base. So just wait on that in a second. Oh, bother.
I hate this. It's like, you see so now they finish the Mutas like get it. It's like, really, mate? You couldn't have just let me have this? Just one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
Oh, RagnaroK's creep spread is once again getting out of control, so Cure's push gonna have to clean up 1 or 2 scans worth of creep tumors. I think he really does want to push. This would be with 2-2. This would be with a fairly safe setup Your production's, kind of finalizing. You got some Thors. It is going to be, I guess, right now, just a creep tumor cleanup. As his fourth gets taken, it's going to be harassed, but he should be plenty of time to save it.
So you see taking some damage, but yeah, not really going to go down or anything. It's just a slow down as Cure will eventually get to the 4 bases here quite comfortably. Infestation Pit from RagnaroK in the back of the main base mineral line, and a bit more of this Ling Bane setting around to kind of see where I can go with her mines. Actually zoning it out a lot over there as drop in the back of the third will actually get a few drones. Just kind of finding its way in there. I mean, shot down the medevac already, so this is kind of forfeit, but it was okay for what it was.
Yeah, it lasted a long time. Pulled the army entirely back as RagnaroK didn't. He did send some Lings, but also fill out his army hotkeyed probably. He is looking to be very aggressive. Widow Mines are on cooldown. They're actually about to be off cooldown though, but here not paying attention. There he goes, burrows the other Widow Mines. Go from behind. There you go.
Yeah.
Grabs a couple, but good lord. That is so many Banelings.
Yeah. So many Banelings, and these SCVs are in trouble as the army gets cleaned out. So Marines now showing up, but all those Banes are being chased. They're trying to, all those SCVs are being chased. They're trying to run back to Widow Mines to help them cover. And we do just see the Overseer getting picked off, as we do see also RagnaroK resetting with the rest of the army, just getting ready to go for this once again.
It's a good thing Kira was defensive. I think maybe seeing that the mute account really wasn't added onto might give Terrans a bit of a hint to the mass Baneling attack about to hit, which is exactly what happened. And if Kira just had all of his army in position, then I think it would have been a little bit cleaner. As it is, yeah, a lot went down. He's a little late to concaving. His SCVs went down. And his Widow Mine production, I don't know if it's going to be good enough for this immediate follow-up.
Yeah, we're just going to be seeing a Thor try and get in there, but the meters are pretty well split as well. So Widow Mine's starting to connect, but it's again all this economy in the third base that's going to get completely shut down here. Marines and a Thor coming in from the top side. As we're going to be seeing the Banes and the Lings still coming up, and just going to see the Thor kind of getting surrounded here. Marines trying to fight, and then the Bane's going to knock down a supply depot or two as well, and Cure just does not have the numbers to hold on.
GG.
GG. Yeah, indeed.
That was an okay game. That was a perfectly fine game. He even got some mid-game, potential, and still gets super overwhelmed, looking like he's being just straight up outplayed.
Did indeed, and RagnaroK kind of doing what he did the other day, going up a couple games against Cure. The thing is, the other day in the group stages, the big difference was Cure got ahead early in mid-game and was holding it, and then he made one big mistake. Like on Triton, he missed a big base trade and he traded badly. On another game, he just kind of ran into Banelings. I was like, you've lost your advantage. This is just, he's getting swarmed and overwhelmed from the very, very get-go. So, kind of a little bit crazy. As we're going to go into a quick 2-minute break here, guys, we will be right back. Some more StarCraft 2 coming up. Game 3 of the Grand Finals in 2 minutes. We kick this off and go in towards our next game. Just getting everybody loaded up into this, ready to go. It's just a little bit slow putting out the lobby link, so a couple moments and we'll have everyone ready, I'm sure. Yeah, that's ready to go. I feel like I completely messed up my audio as well. I feel like I muted my mic, which means I muted the music as well. Who knows? Who knows? As we set this up, get this going, it is going to be RagnaroK versus Q. Just need RagnaroK to swap race. Very good.
Alrighty then.
RagnaroK ready?
Go!
Go. Yeah, Q ready? Just double check Q's ready. Just goes, there we go. Perfect. Alright, setting up into Nightshade for game number 3. As we get this ready to roll and see what's going to happen.
Well, Kier's gotta try something different. Nah, RagnaroK didn't go for overload speed last game, did he?
No, right? Like, he's just...
I don't think so.
Being pretty... He's not being too kind of eager to kind of jump in for scouting information at all, honestly.
Maybe he tries to take advantage of that. Like, I think you gotta do something different, because the macro game's really not working, even on, like, a pretty, like, even level. So, like, BCs, because even if they're scouted, they're still okay, or a Hellbat thing. Something different.
Well, let's see what you do, because you've got to change something up. You really, really do. You're not wrong. In the top left-hand side, our Blue Terran down 0-2 in this best-of-7 grand final. It is Q.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he is Chivos, RagnaroK.
We get into game 3.
Yeah, RagnaroK could also just continue with his momentum and do an all-in. We did see that from his previous series. Would it be on Nightshade? I don't know about that. This is actually the map where you've seen a couple of the Terran all-ins. Roger Hellbat. And one just Hellbat Marine, I think.
Yeah, it was the one where
Ethan
won on this one against Scarlet pretty quickly, right? Just pushed across the map and was like, just bopped her. So, it's definitely one of those runs where you can hit kind of quick with like Hellbat attacks and so on.
Yeah, I guess this was the one where I think Scarlet in return, like, also did an all-in on this. Just trying to remember what naturals look like after casting, and it's difficult. But I just know RagnaroK is totally, like, he's not just capable of it, I think it is in his game plan of a best of series to throw in that Roach Ravager wing attack. He, I think, also tried doing like one Roach attack. That actually was the game that he lost, I want to say. Maybe like literally against Cure. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he like did the Roaches, and then he was like, oh, it's not gonna work, so he pulled back. Because Cure also has not shown a Banshee build yet. Granted, that first game is not a great indicator of what you really want to do, because 2-Rex fail, not be good. But yeah, no Banshees, maybe that's why you also throw it in there. I really want to see something different. Because, I guess maybe you could say that Cure is thinking, well, maybe this map's going to be better this time. But would it really? I don't think so.
No. I don't really think so either. So do you have our Reaper? You can have a couple of wings. I'm just going to be seeing the, just the set up the third hatchery. Third CC yet to build, of course, it is double gas, so we will see Starport early. And link speed just coming up here. So the Queen from RagnaroK comes over the side, gonna pick away at the Reaper.
Starting to see things shape up. On RagnaroK's side, it is all safe. He even takes the guys out of gas, so not gonna be the map for the attack. On Cure's side, we are eagerly waiting to see what he does with his starport. It's gonna be swapped over. Gonna be Banshee.
Yeah, it looks like Banshee, right? You know, you've got that tech lab set up already, starports ready to swap.
Yeah.
So it definitely looks like going in towards the Klug and towards the Banshees here early. This Rax just moves off to the side, and the first Marine will start up already. And getting a couple of Hellions on the way out of the factories. There's the Klug, there's our Banshee.
I thought you stayed in gas sooner for this, but I don't particularly do this build, but as a Roach Warren, the second gas on the way.
Yeah,
All right.
it's interesting because usually you go 3 gases with this, right, as well. So it's like almost like a... I feel like RagnaroK did this the other day as well when he only did the 2 gas variation, but it does mean you're kind of like more likely to just kind of drone up faster. Because with 2 gases you just can't afford really any Ravagers. You know, usually you get like 8, 9 Roaches and then you can get like 3 Ravagers as well. But with 2 gases you really can't quite afford that. So...
yeah, you gotta build more Overlords. It's gonna be supply block soon. There we go. You can just try and Ling Swell.
Yeah.
As well, which is often the deadliest thing about it. But you do want a certain number of Ravagers just to make sure that you can bust down the front. But Kira is going for a Banshee, and is not being timid with his Hellions either. So if RagnaroK is going to build... Oh, he's not going to do it. He's not doing it. If he were to go across the map, I don't think it would go very well. But no, layer starts. These Roaches are defensive. Perhaps wondering about either scaring Cure, being like, aha, I'm going to Roach attack you, and actually not. Or wondering about a potential mech game. But... either or, it's not really going to be amounting to much, and I think he's gonna separate away from Roaches as the game goes on.
Yeah, we see a lot of people. I mean, it's actually more common recently to actually open Roaches against Bio as well, because I think with the creep change, a lot of people kind of relied on Roaches a bit more to protect the creep tumors. They can't be cancelled now, but we really saw that kind of fade away with this kind of, you know, resurgence of Bio. And people just saying, "Oh yeah, I will just play Link Bane early and kind of go from there." But yeah, maybe there's just kind of a bit of a throwback into like Roach, into kind of, you know, Roach Ling Bane, something along those kind of lines for RagnaroK. As we have a couple Banshees from Kyo coming down the right side, going to move it in towards the natural. Just going to try and pick off a couple of these drones.
Once we get into the mid game, Banshee's not doing too much. We'll point out that a attack from Cure could take advantage of this setup here on Nightshade. So you pointed out, yeah, frequently it's right there. Even if you got decent creep spread on it, it's something that they can just kind of stick, and you really have a tough time pushing back. Whether you have Mutas trying to take the tanks, or Ravagers try and almost, what's the word, like jump on top of it? Because when you have Roach Ravager Bane, or let's say Ling Bane Ling Ravager, I guess, you can jump on attacks, I think, a little bit in a scarier way, because you just pull back the Banelings if it's not going to work out, but you still get Corrosive Biles down on those emergency sieging tanks. So... and it could be something for this map, this particular style he's playing. Doesn't want to do mutas just every single game. But yeah, he's getting the upgrades, he's getting the Banelings, but is still adding on some Roaches, some Ravagers.
All drones going down, like the Banshees though, right? Like, just still alive, still kind of coming in. This is a really kind of weak spot as well, where they can just come in, take a couple of Queen shots only, and then get out. It's up to 7 workers now. That Banshee gets a little low, but... we'll just hang out for, again, a later moment where maybe the Queens are elsewhere. I mean, if the Queens are back over here, they're not placing down creep tumors, right? So, they're kind of indirectly slowing down some of the creep spread as well, as now Q are pushing onto the map. This definitely feels like the best start that Q has had so far, right? You know, definitely some damage done. We're actually seeing drones dying early. And, you know, now he's on the map to start trying to deny some creep. Yes, that may not go very well because of the Roach Ravager. But, you know, at the same time, it's also Roach Ravager, which is, you know, arguably not as good of a comp. To kind of compare to just kind of Ling Bane Muta or so. So that's kind of where we're at as we see the Hive starting. Not going to slow down at all RagnaroK in terms of teching. And Cure, a couple of tanks out. He'll probably just keep building the tanks. Haven't seen the Ravagers.
You know, quick Hive is a very expensive thing to do, and it's a very quick Hive, like 7-minute Hive. It's a very expensive thing to do. I would be scared of a tank push to that 4th base, just because, you know, even if he gets Vipers, they'd have to come out, they'd have to soak up energy. It might take a little while, but that would be something that could also help, is Viper Abducts or just Blinding Clouds, either one. But he's not going to have a max army, because that's what I thought he might do, is just like try and max out, stomp this push, and then counter immediately. But no, it's actually the exact opposite, going for more of a macro game. And is that actually the right call? He's going to try and pounce on this, but yeah, the army size just isn't big enough to really do it.
Yeah, it's really not. That kind of tech up to Hive hasn't really helped him out yet. And yeah, it might help if he gets a Viper right now and can do something about the siege tanks, but that's, you know, a minute or so from now, maybe. Not right now, and Q is already here, so his tanks can maybe press a bit further forwards. You don't want to go too far forwards, because they are probably still going to be afraid of the Ravager bars. You know, you don't want to kind of push too far in if those Ravagers are just going to cross the the siege tanks down too quickly. You know, that's, you know, just asking for trouble. So, gotta be a little bit careful of that, as we do see the army of RagnaroK here spreading up a little bit between bases, just getting that concave set up, just stopping Q from pushing further in. The thing is, Q is just going to take this position, he's just going to push it further and further, right? And he's essentially just looking to hold this position now, So he's already prepared to start fighting when he gets 2-2 done.
RagnaroK did prioritize 2-2. Like, as his high finish, he kind of started that, and then, that took away all the gas from the Viper. But he seems like he doesn't need the Vipers, just goes for a big swell of units. He's gonna grab the tanks, but the Banelings off of creep, unsuccessful, hitting those pack of Marines to the backside, and I think that was all of his Banelings. The Rotated Ravagers are easy to size up afterwards for the Terran, but here, perhaps not with a scan available, perhaps just really respecting RagnaroK after the first 2 games, gonna continue kind of slowly pushing, giving RagnaroK that crucial time to rebuild arguably the most important part of his army.
Couple of corrosive bars drop and miss the medevac. Yeah, the Bane's coming in here. I mean, this is kind of nice though, right? Because you get back to a siege tank and it's immediately just scary once again. Second tank needs to make sure it splits up before siege. You do not want to siege it right on top just so you don't get barred down at the same time as one tank is barred. It feels like RagnaroK's kind of holding this off. He's going to get himself the Viper energy up. So he's going to be able to again use those blinding clouds. Help him take this engagement. Reinforcements from Cure continue to move across. He's got a second factory pumping tanks right now as well. And a 4th base coming up in location. So again, just trying to make something happen around this 2-2 timing. But absolutely not just fully reliant on this. He's even going to start up drilling claws ready for kind of a more Lingbane army kind of from in the future of this. So starting up drilling claws now. Just preparing for the future kind of eventuality of probably moving away from roaches. The blinding clouds drop perfectly on the 2 siege tanks.
Corrosive Vials should be taking them out, but not actually. So the tanks, despite being blinding cloud, to get a couple of shots in. A little late to that. But he will have enough reinforcements with Lings and Banelings coming out to the right side to push this back entirely, keeping a lot of his Ravagers alive. I think the entire time, all of his Ravagers lived. And they are quite expensive, so he can replace that instead with more and more Banelings, also adding on that technology from the Hive, not just Vipers, which he did save, right? But also the Ultralisk Cavern and continued upgrades. And you're right, Kira's already transitioned into the thought process of the late game, where we saw Widowmines doing really well, even against those Ultras, because they take away the fodder. And, they also do ignore armor, but that doesn't necessarily make them good against Ultras. No, it's about taking away that Ling-Baneling force. So we know Kira can tackle a late game like this, and I still think it's the best game Kira's had, for sure. But RagnaroK, very importantly, not just losing his 4th base there, taking on the army, pushing it back. Getting his creep queen killed, though, with an already kind of a meh creep spread, is worth noting, as this will not be like the last games, when it's just encroaching and enveloping the map.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more controlled, right? It definitely gives Q some chances still to move armies around and get into, decent locations to try, take fights. Rather than just RagnaroK being like, haha, I get to jump on you here, I get to jump on you there. At the same time, RagnaroK's bases are very safe, so it's not like, Q's just going to rock up and siege up the base right away. So, see what he can do to start moving one way, then the other, coming down the right, also stabbing down the left-hand side. So it's going to be, coming in, denying one active creep tumor there, and we'll scan for a little bit more. The Ling's already showing up, though. The Viper's going to drop Parasitic Bomb on the Medevacs. Force a split away, and it's a really quick split away. Good split away by Q. That's the Lingbane going to try and chase up here. A couple Widow Mines, not all of them burrowed. Just not burrowing them at all. Okay, right at the very end, but not really doing very much at all. And it just feels like Q, every time he tries to fight and do something, he just kind of gets pushed away without really much trouble at all.
Yeah, and RagnaroK has his own little attack set up potentially for the right side, or to tackle the push to the right side that Kira has set up. Either one. His kindness play is going to finish, so Ultra Speed probably on the way out.